The crypto Twitter era is coming to an end. Well, it appears to me that the cryptocurrency market is exploding right now. Everyone is assaulting one another. I'm serious because we're approaching the point at which the banks will enter and they want the whole pie, not just a piece. They want it all, don't they? Insider traders will be the target of their pursuit. The banks will engage in inside trading, but not in the same way as the general public. When I say regular people, I mean those who aren't permitted to engage in insider trading, like what happened in the cryptocurrency market a few days ago. As a result, we are currently conducting in-depth investigations. Guys, people already knew who had shorted the market before that huge drop even happened. Alright, this is insane. Since it appears that exchanges are attacking one another, this is what I would really like to see. Whoa. However, dudes, I adore disorder. Wish to witness a full-blown or boring show? I'd like to see the cryptocurrency market experience a full-blown cannibalistic event, and I believe everything is fine. On October 14th, 2025, Binance tweeted out that we are aware of X postings made by the account on Twitter that include untrue accusations against Binance. Additionally, these are obviously intended to deceive the public and undermine the integrity of Binance's listing procedure. As for this Twitter account, well, I'm not sure what he wrote, but apparently Binance is claiming it's FUD. It's not FUD at all. Well, anything he said is probably true, because you know they're all scammers. Victor responded to this account right here. Do you truly want the courts to examine your communications and listing process? Can you guess who this individual is? OJ protocol expert at Coinbase employees. Binance is currently under siege from Coinbase. Correct? I would really like to watch this. When the time comes, they will all crash and burn. Everything will collapse. Alright? Folks, we're approaching that point. You know I'm serious. I told you folks that this is a full-fledged game, so I know this to be true now. The chronology, huh? The strategy. Here, the full-fledged strategy is for many people to lose a significant amount of money. Alright? Retail will then awaken and begin to rebel against the system. To stop the same thing from happening again, the government and legislators will enact laws and regulations. Done, done, done. It finally happened yesterday, as we had stated years ago. I had assumed that everyone would lose their money during the collapse. Only in traditional finance as well as centralized finance. However, it happened more quickly. It was alone. It only occurred in the cryptocurrency market when 50% of traders lost all of their money. Alright? So that did occur more quickly. However, we also got it 100% right, and the regulators are already taking action. This is amazing. I can smell it. I'm Justin from Well Insider. Japan will allow the new Nikkei regulations to prohibit cryptocurrency insider trading. Folks, are you aware of what's going to happen? Correct? Whoa, it's depressing that everyone is being treated like a puppet. Alright? So everyone is being treated like a puppet because if you were liquidated during that incident, they essentially sacrificed you, and now they're going to provide the remedy. There is an issue. Well, what was the issue? Insider trading, correct? We'll be discussing who's inside, traded the event, and in a split second it returns to this individual. That is the issue. Insider trading is the term for it. What happened is the response. To stop this, we need legislation and authorities to take action. We would like a reimbursement. Guys, all these kinds of things. Justice is what we seek. Justice then emerges as the solution. This was a full-fledged game plan that had already been started. You know, I'm serious. A Japanese regulator is considering banning insider trading in cryptocurrency. This O is from Japan, but keep in mind that everything usually starts there, don't you? After then, it moves to the West, with America as its next destination. According to a source, Japanese officials intend to outlaw insider trading in cryptocurrency, which is a first for the Asian nation that had some of the first exposure to digital assets. The Securities and Exchange Surveillance Commission is the nation's leading financial watchdog. It's not the SEC then. However, they have the SEC over there, since it will soon have the authority to look into alleged infractions and provide recommendations for surcharges or criminal referrals in the event of traders or trades based on concealed information. I assume it is the same as the SEC in America. I was aware, the issue, the response, and the resolution. Now picture what will occur when the collapse occurs. I genuinely believed that they would wait for the collapse to occur. It was faster. Perhaps it's possible that America won't take any action until the collapse. Perhaps other nations will agree, since America is always last to do whatever the guys want to do, but they will finish it. According to the publication, insider trading did not previously apply to digital assets. The Financial Services Agency, the parent organization of the SEC, will talk about the specifics of new regulations with the goal of enacting new legislation in 2026. Well then, 2026 will be lovely, right? We promised that justice would be served, but people are being used like puppets and are unaware of this covert plan. According to Danique, authorities will first make it clear that it is forbidden to trade cryptocurrency using secret information. However, is it really possible to ban it? Correct? Since a lawmaker has called for a statewide ban on US politicians trading stocks, the only way to outlaw such an activity would be to prevent politicians, their friends, and their families from investing in stocks or cryptocurrency. Politicians and their friends and family must be the culprits. However, is it not possible for one of these individuals to approach a stranger and provide them with the information they need to purchase or sell? They could, but I suppose it would be strange if someone did. Well, that might be too much labor. But once more, this is great, folks, because insider trading is the practice of purchasing or disposing of an asset using confidential knowledge. Traders that possess this knowledge can use it to their advantage. It has been happening for ages. Alright, so they genuinely wish to outlaw these individuals. Although it appears that Japan will implement this in 2026, America will also soon implement a stock restriction on insider trading. However, have a look at this from CZ, which is uncertain in its veracity. I hope someone will double check. Thus, a purported inquiry into the purported identity of the enigmatic hyperliquid hyperunit whale that recently possessed over 100,000 Bitcoin. He is the one responsible for the $735 million Bitcoin short order on the same platform, and he sold nearly $4 billion worth of Bitcoin to buy Ethereum. They found him, guys, but I believe he's absolutely out of the trade. And this goes into great detail. Alright, so this is where things gets a little wacky, isn't it? Garrett Guys is his name. Well, this is his Twitter handle. He gives an explanation for his prior market shorting. And I will disprove this. Are you all set? I want to briefly discuss 3 points. Coming down here, I'll convey the bearish insights we discussed. He then shares his ideas about how the industry may improve. No, it cannot. The only option is to outlaw insider trading like his. Correct? According to technical analysis, he allegedly shorted since US tech stocks, share tech stocks, and key cryptocurrencies all displayed overbought indications like MACD divergence. Merely because of one indicator, the MACD, which is bearish in nature. Correct? Alternatively, a bearish divergence took place. Let's see what transpired here, and check on the MACD. This is Bitcoin then. He shorted Bitcoin, so I'm going to examine it. However, these individuals also had the option to short all coins. Correct? You never know, you need to keep track of wallets and other things. Here is the Bitcoin daily period now. Here bearish indications were starting to build. Alright, it wasn't as obvious though. Correct? Guys, it wasn't as obvious. Indeed, he needed to be ahead of the bearish indications. You must comprehend, don't you? By the way, the 2D didn't even turn bearish. Because it dumped, it merely got, and is currently crossing bearish. I take it that this isn't a lagging indicator, therefore don't allow him to deceive or play you. Alright, he replied. It's because of this, to clear his day. You don't randomly place almost $1 billion short position on Bitcoin without clear signals, he stated. Being pessimistic. It is completely pessimistic on the longer periods. Alright, the problem is that he timed it correctly. Alright, because well, you could go short right here, shouldn't you? Additionally, it pumps 10%. Alright, considering a longer period of time, like 2 weeks, correct? You see, this is a cross barrier. Or perhaps you lied about it. Additionally,